Good morning, guys. In the last class, we have completed the discussion of conceptual questions of first chapter, and in this class, we'll continue with the level 1 questions of the first chapter. We'll see the first question. The correctly reported answer for the addition of 4, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 6.24 will have the significant figures. Right? Basically, what is the rule of significant figures? Addition of significant figures. The result should be repeated with the same number of decimal points as that of the least number of decimal points in the either of the value added. So if you see here, how many decimal positions are there? 3. There is 1 decimal position, 2 decimal position. The result should be reported with only 1 decimal position. So let us see the values. How much he has given? 4.523, 2.3, 6.24 as well. So it comes to be 3, 6, 0. How much it comes? 38 comes. Right? 13.06. But the value should be reported with only 1 decimal position. Since this 2.3 is having only 1 decimal position, the resultant value of the addition should be reported with the same number of decimal positions as that of the value having least number of decimal positions. So from the rounding of rules, what we can add? We can add it as the 6 is greater than 5, we can add it as on rounding of 13.1. The number of significant figures in this value will be how many days? 3 days. The number of significant figures are 3 days. This is the rule of addition of significant figures. Now, the value of Planck constant is actually 6.2618 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. The number of significant figures in it is, how many significant figures are there? Only this number will be considered as the significant figure. So, how many numbers are there? 5 numbers are there. So, the number of significant figures will be 5. Newton per kg is the unit of momentum or velocity or pressure or acceleration. First of all, see, 1 Newton is equal to kg meter per second square. Right? From this, what he has given? So, what we can write? It can be written as Newton per kg inverse can be written as kg meter inverse 2 per kg, which comes to be what? Meter per second square. This meter per second square is the unit of what it is? Acceleration. The unit of acceleration is meter per second inverse 2. Right? The formation of SO2 and SO3. In the formation of SO2 and SO3, the ratio of the weight of oxygen which combines with 10 kg of sulfur is. Right? Now, first of all, let us see what is the equation of formation of this SO2 and SO3. Right? Basically, what happens in the equation of this reaction of sulfur and oxygen? Sulfur can form 2 compounds with oxygen, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. In the formation of sulfur dioxide, 32 grams of sulfur is combined with 32 grams of oxygen to give 64 grams of, how much it is formed? 64 grams of sulfur dioxide is formed. That means they are combining 1:1 ratio. A similar manner, if you want to get sulfur trioxide, take 2 moles of sulfur and 3 moles of oxygen. It gives 2 moles of sulfur trioxide. That means here 64 grams of sulfur is getting combined with 96 grams of oxygen. Right? Now, when you are talking about the weight ratio, right, of oxygen which combines with 10 kg of sulfur. Right? Basically, from this, what we can say, 10 kg of sulfur. 10 kg of sulfur combines with 10 kg of oxygen to form what it will form? SO2. isn't it? Because 1:1 ratio. Whereas 10 kg of sulfur combines with 15 kg of oxygen to form SO3. So from this what we can make? Ratio of the weights of oxygen combines with 10 kg of sulfur to form SO2 and SO3 is how much it is? 10:15 it is. Here in order to form SO2 it combines with 10 kg of oxygen. In order to form SO3 it combines with 15 kg. Right? Now here what is the ratio comes? 2:3 it comes. Okay, clear? 2:3 ratio it will come. This will be the answer. Right? Let us do the next question. The percent composition of 4 hydrocarbons is as follows. Right? He has given the percentage composition of carbon and hydrogen. Right? In hydrocarbon means which is purely formed by carbon and hydrogen. He has given the percentage composition of carbon. This is the percentage composition of carbon. This is the hydrogen. So from this data, illustrate the law of it follows in constant proportion or conservation of mass, multiple proportion or reciprocal proportion. Generally it follows multiple proportion. How we say? When two elements combines to give two or more than two substances, which law they generally use? Law of multiple proportion. Right? That is, the mass of one element which combines with the fixed mass of other element will always bear a simple whole number ratio by its mass. So which is called as law of multiple proportion. Maximum number of atoms are present in. Right? So how to get the maximum number of atoms? We want to get the number of atoms. So what you have to do, first of all you need to find out the number of moles. So number of moles should be multiplied with atomicity. With what? Atomicity. That should be multiplied with Avogadro number if you have to get the number of atoms of any given substance. So first of all, if you see what he has given, number of atoms of SO2, if you see, how to calculate the number of moles? He has given the value. From the value, how can you calculate the number of moles? Right? Given value in liter upon 22.4 will give us number of moles of SO2. And what is atomicity? How many atoms are there? One atom of sulfur and two atoms of oxygen is 3. And what is Avogadro number? Not. Right? So how much it comes? It comes to be, right? Right, number of atoms of, what is this? 20, what is this given? Helium, yes. What is meant by 22.4 upon, what is this? How many atoms are there in helium? 1. So it will be multiplied with Avogadro number. And number of atoms of what is this given? Hydrogen. See, how many grams? 2 grams is given. Molar mass is 2. And number of atoms are 2 into Avogadro number. And the number of atoms of, what is this? Methane. 11.2 is given. So how much it comes? It comes 22.4 into, how many atoms? 5 atoms are there. Alright? See, this comes to be equal to 1.5. 1.5 moles, it comes to be equal to 1 mole. Right? It comes to be equal to, how much it comes? 2 moles. How much it comes? It comes to be equal to 2.5 moles. Right? 2.5 into Avogadro number. So the maximum number of atoms are present in 11.5 1.2 liters of methane. If you want to get the number of atoms, first of all you need to determine the number of moles. If volume is given, divide the volume with the given volume with the 22.4 liter. If volume is given liter, if it is ml, divide with the 22,004 ml. If mass is given, divide with the molar mass, so that you will get the number of moles. Once you get the number of moles, multiply the number of moles with atomicity and multiply with the Avogadro number. This is the procedure to calculate the number of atoms. Let's go to the next question. 1.5 moles of oxygen atom are present in. 1.5 moles of oxygen atoms are present in. 0.5 moles of barium carbonate, or 1 mole of barium carbonate, or 2 moles of barium carbonate, or 0.25 moles of barium carbonate. First of all, let us see. He is asking the number of 1.5 moles of oxygen in barium carbonate. See, this is 1 mole of barium carbonate. 1 mole of barium carbonate consists how many moles? 3 moles. 3 moles of oxygen. See, 1 mole will contain 3 moles. So 1.5 moles of oxygen will be present. 1.5 moles of oxygen will be present in how many moles of barium carbonate? Just like cross multiplication. Correct? What it comes? 1 into 1.5 lakh, 3. That which comes to be how much it is? 0.5 moles. Right? So 0.5 moles of barium carbonate consists how many moles? 1.5 moles of oxygen. So your answer will be first one. These are all the stoichiometric calculations. "12 grams of an alkali earth metal gives 14.8 grams of its nitride, the atomic mass of the metal." Right? Look at the question. First of all, he is talking about the nitride of alkali earth metal. What is meant by alkali earth metal? Alkali earth metals generally stands for such as beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, etc. What is meant by nitride? Basically, these are, if you assume this as metal, so nitride of alkali earth metal will be in this form, M3N2, because -3 plus 2, these metals will actually plus 2 and nitride will actually -3. So the formula will become M3N2. So what is the general way of writing this equation? Three moles of metal will react with 1 mole of nitrogen to give corresponding metal nitride. Right? So from the given question, what is it? 12 grams is reacting with 12 grams is reacted to the how many grams? 14.8 grams. If 12 grams of metal is giving 14.8 grams of metal nitride, so what might be the mass of nitrogen utilized? Here mass of nitrogen will be equal to 14.8 minus 12 grams, which comes to how much it is? 2.8 grams. Are you getting this? If 12 grams of metal is given 14.88 grams of metal nitride, what might be the mass of nitrogen? 2.8. So from this what we can write? If 2.8 grams of, sorry, if 12 grams of metal reacts with 2.8 grams of nitrogen, how many nitrogen atoms are present in nitride? 2. So what is the mass of 2 nitrogen atoms? 28 grams. So what is the mass of metal that reacts with 28 grams of nitrogen? Are you getting this? Right? So if you want to get the mass of this metal reacted with 28 grams, just like a cross multiplication, that is 12 into 28 upon what is this 2.88, which comes to be around 120 grams. Right? If you simplify this, it comes to 120. Sorry, 120 grams. This is the mass of the metal reacted with the 28 grams of nitrogen. Right? How many metal atoms are present in one molecule of nitrogen? This is the mass of 3 metal atoms. So what will be the, if mass of 3 metal atoms is equal to 120 grams, then what is the mass of one metal atom? It will be equal to 120 by 3, which comes to 40. So what is the mass of the metal atom that is participate with the reaction? 40. 40 generally stands for what is? Calcium. So what is the nitrate? This is calcium nitrate. What is the compound he is talking about? He is talking about the calcium. But he is not asked about the metal, he is asked only about the, what is this? Right? This will be the answer is 40. Now, the isotope of chlorine with mass number 35 and 37 exists in the ratio of. He is asking the ratio of percentage of chlorine 35 and 37. Right? So basically, how to determine the percentage abundance of an isotope when it is given its atomic mass? Right? Basically, see, average atomic mass of chlorine is how much it is? 35.5 minutes. Right? How to find out the percentage? Percentage of chlorine 35 will be equal to what it is? It will be equal to mod of average atomic mass of chlorine minus atomic mass of what is this? Atomic mass of what is the other isotope? Cl35, 37, chlorine 37 upon what do you have to take? Mod of atomic mass of chlorine 37 minus atomic mass of chlorine 35 into 100. So the percentage abundance of chlorine 35 will be equal to what is this? 35.5 minus 37 upon 37 minus 35 into 100, which comes to be how much it is? It comes to be 1.5 upon 2 into 100, which comes to be 75%. If the percentage of Cl35 is 75%, what will be the percentage of Cl37? It will be 100 minus percentage of chlorine 35, which comes to be how much? 100 minus 75, which comes to be 25. So what is the ratio of this? Chlorine 35 to chlorine 37, this is 75 and this is 25. The simplest ratio will be 3:1. So what will be the answer? 3:1. The answer for this question is 3:1 ratio. Look at the question. The vapor density of ethyl alcohol vapor is. Vapor density of ethyl alcohol vapors. So generally, how to calculate the vapor density? Vapor density is equal to molar mass upon what is this? 2. So what is the molar mass of ethyl alcohol? It is asking about C2H5OH. Right? The molar mass of ethyl alcohol is how much is 2 atoms of carbon plus 6 atoms of hydrogen plus 1 atom of oxygen. How much it comes? 24 plus 6, 30 plus 60. right? It comes to be 46. So because C2H5OH, or otherwise you can also write it as C2H6OH, right? 24 plus 630 plus 16, 46. So vapor density of ethyl alcohol will be equal to 46 upon 2, which comes to 23. 23 is the vapor density of ethyl alcohol. Right? The gas having same number of molecules as 16 grams of oxygens. The gas having same number of molecules as that of the 16 grams of oxygen. First of all, calculate the number of molecules of 16 grams of oxygen. How much it is? How to calculate? Number of moles into Avogadro number. How to calculate the number of moles? 16 by what is the molar mass of oxygen? So many moles it is 1 by 2 moles. 1 by 2 moles. So let us find out which of the following has same number of molecules as that of 16 grams of oxygen. 16 grams of oxygen contains half mole or 1 by 2 moles of molecules. Now, if we are talking about 16 grams of oxygen, what is mean by 16 grams of number of moles, right? Or number of molecules of O3. What is the weight given? 16 as given. What is the molar mass? 48. Right? 48 into Avogadro number. Right? How much it comes? It comes 1 by 3 moles. Right? Number of moles of 16 grams of SO3. 16 upon. Right? What is the molar mass here? 48 plus 13. Right? It comes to be molar mass of SO3 is 80. Right? How much it comes? It comes 1 by 5 moles. Right? It goes 5 times. And number of molecules in 48 grams of SO3. 48 grams makes. How much it comes? It comes 3 by 5. Right? Now, number of molecules in 1 gram of hydrogen. 1 gram of hydrogen will be 1 by 2. Number of moles will be 1 by 2. So, how many? Half mole. So, it is equal to what? So, it is equal to, what is the question is asking? Which of the following has same number of molecules as that of the 16 grams of oxygen? 16 grams of oxygen contains half mole of oxygen molecule, whereas in the same as 1 gram of hydrogen is also contains half mole of, right? Half mole of hydrogen molecules. That means the number of molecules are equal to the 1 gram of hydrogen. It is clear. You have to find out the number of molecules. So number of molecules of oxygen are half mole. So 1 gram of hydrogen is also having half mole of hydrogen atom. So the number of moles are equal to 1 gram of hydrogen. Hope it is clear. The weight of gaseous mixture containing 6.02 into 10 power 23 molecules of nitrogen and the 3.01 into 10 power 23 molecules of sulfur oxide. He is asking the weight of a gaseous mixture which is containing, how much it is? 6.022 into 10 power 02 into 10 power 23 nitrogen atoms. Nothing but what is this? 1 mole of nitrogen atoms. 1 mole of nitrogen atom basically weighs, right? We are talking about the weight of 6.02 into 10 power 23 nitrogen atoms. Basically molar mass which is equal to 28 grams. Right? In a similar manner, if you are talking about weight of 3.01 into 10 power 23, what is that? Sulfur dioxide molecules. Sulfur dioxide molecules. It is talking about the molecules. Molecules is talking. Right? Sulfur dioxide molecules. So much it comes? It is half mole. if 1 mole of sulfur dioxide is equal to, right, 64 grams, then half mole will be equal to, are you getting? 1 mole of sulfur dioxide will weigh 64 grams. 32 plus 32 will be 64. Half mole will weigh 32 grams. So he is asking the weight of the mixture. Weight of the mixture is how much it is? Weight of the mixture will be weight of N2 plus weight of SO2. What is the weight we have calculated? 28 plus 32. How much it comes? 60 grams. So what is the weight of the gaseous mixture containing 1 mole of nitrogen molecule as well as half mole of sulfur dioxide molecule, which comes to be 60 grams. Hope it is clear. Look at the next question. The density of a gas at STP is 1.4 grams per liter, the molar weight of the gases. Right, he has given the density of gas. How much he has given? Density is given 1.4 grams per liter he has given. Right? And asking us to calculate the molecular weight. What is the relation? Basically, see, density is equal to mass upon volume. At STP is same. So at STP only we will talk. From this mass will be equal to what? Density into V. At STP, since we are talking about the molar mass, what is the volume occupied by 1 mole of gas at STP? We know that the volume occupied by 1 mole of gas at STP is how much? Is 22.4 liters. So from this what we can calculate? Molar mass will be equal to, what is the density given? 1.4 grams per liter into 22.4 liter. Right? How much it comes? It comes to be, if you solve it, simplify, 31.4 grams per liter gets cancelled. Right? So what is the molar mass of the gas? 31.4 grams per mole it is. The number of molecules present in 4.4 grams of carbon dioxide is. How to calculate the number of molecules? Simple. Number of molecules will be equal to, number of molecules are always equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. How to find out the number of moles? Number of moles is basically calculated by weight upon molar mass into Avogadro number. What is the mass given? 4.4 grams. What is the molar mass? 44 grams. Right? Into Avogadro number. So how much it comes? It comes 0.1 into, what is this? 6.022 into 10 power 23. So what we can write it as? It can also be written as 6.023 into 10 power 22. Right? So this is the number of molecules of carbon dioxide that are present in 4.4 grams of carbon dioxide. Right? Total number of valence electrons in 4.2 grams of nitride. Right? He is asking about to calculate the valence electrons in 4.2 grams of nitride. What is mean by nitride? Nitride ion means N minus 3 is called as nitride ion. This is called as nitride ion. Right? So what is the electronic configuration of this nitride ion? Electronic configuration is 2s2, 2s2, 2p, 2p, 6. Nitrogen is 7 and it has gained 3 electrons. So total, this is the valence shell. Number of electrons in valence shell of nitride ion. How many are there? Nitride ion is 8 electrons. How to calculate the number of moles? Number of electrons is equal to number of electrons equal to number of moles into number of electrons in one ion into Avogadro number. Right? How to calculate the number of moles of nitrogen? He has given the mass. How much he has given? 4.2, right? What is the molar mass? 14 into 8 into Avogadro number. Right? How many times it goes? It goes 3 times. So it comes to be, how much it is? 2.4. Number of electrons in 4.2 grams of nitrogen is 2.4 Avogadro number. Right? What is M naught stands here? Avogadro number it is. First of all, he is asking about only valency electrons. He may also ask total number of electrons. If he asks total number of electrons, what might be the total number of electrons? Total 10 electrons are there in the nitrogen. But he is asking about the valency electrons. What is meant by valency electrons? Electrons present in the valency shell. That is second shell. 2 plus 6, total 8 electrons are present in the. So for that reason, what you have to do, number of moles of nitrogen should be calculated, and that should be multiplied with number of valency electrons in one nitrogen. It should be multiplied with Avogadro number. Hope it is clear. If the weight of 5.6 liters of a gas at STP is 11 grams, then the gas is phosphine, ozone, nitric oxide, nitrous oxide. First of all, he has given 5.6 liters of gas weighs how much? 11 grams. What he is asking? He is asking us to identify the gas. What is mean by that? We have to calculate the molar mass. What is mean by molar mass? 22.4 liters of the gas weighs how much? We have to calculate. If 5.6 liters of the gas weighs 11 grams, then what about the 22.4 liters of the gas? This is 1 molar gas. So how much it comes? It comes 22.4 into 11 upon 5.6. Right? So how much it comes? How many times it comes? 4 times. That means it comes to be 44 grams per mole it is. Let us see which of the following compound has the 44 grams of molar mass. What are the compound that contains 44 grams of molar mass? That will be the corresponding gas. So phosphine. What is given phosphine? Phosphine is PH3. What is the molar mass of this compound? It is 1 phosphorus is 31 plus 3. It comes to be 34. The compound cannot be phosphine because its molar mass is 34. And what about next phosgene? Phosgene is carbonyl chloride. What is its molar mass? 12 plus 16 plus 2 into 35.5. How much it comes? 28 plus 71. It comes about 99. This is also not the gas. And what about nitric oxide? Nitric oxide means NO. What is this? 14 plus 16. How much it is? 13 grams. So this is also not the gas. And what is the gas there? Nitrous acid. What is nitrous acid? This is 28 plus 16. Right? How much it comes? It comes to be 44. That means the gas has to be nitrous oxide. Right? Hope it is clear. Compound has 20% of nitrogen by weight. If one molecule of the compound contains 2 nitrogen atoms, the molar weight of the compound is, right? So he has given the information of nitrogen by percentage and asking us to calculate the molecular weight. Right? He has given the information that one molecule of the compound contains 2 nitrogen atoms. This is the additional information given. What he has given? One molecule of the compound contains. He has given the percentage of nitrogen. What is the percentage of nitrogen? Percentage of nitrogen is given 20. Right? And one molecule contains 2 nitrogen atoms. That means what might be the mass of nitrogen in one molecule? That means one molecule contains 28 grams of nitrogen. Isn't it? That means what is given by percentage? We said that 100 parts are 100 grams. 100 grams of the compound contains 20 grams of nitrogen. Right? What is the mass of the nitrogen in the compound? 28 grams. Then 28 grams of the compound is present in how many grams of the compound? Are you getting this? 20% means in 100 grams of the substance, 20 grams of nitrogen is present. But he said that one molecule of compound contains 2 nitrogen atoms. What is the mass of 2 nitrogen atoms? 28 grams. So that means 28 grams of nitrogen must be present in. So it's just a cross multiplication. Right? What it comes? 100 into 28 upon 20. Right? How many times it goes? 5 times. How much it comes? 140 it comes. So the molar mass of the compound is 140. Are you getting this? From the given information, you need to find out the molar mass of the compound in this way. He has given two information regarding the nitrogen, percentage of nitrogen as well as the number of atoms of nitrogen present in one molecule. Hemoglobin contains 0.33% of iron by weight. One molecule of hemoglobin contains 2 iron atoms. The molecular weight of hemoglobin is. So, question from the concept of minimum molecular mass. So, from this, the formula is that the molecular mass of hemoglobin is equal to number of iron atoms. Atomic weight of iron into number of iron atoms into 100 upon, right? And what he has given? Percentage of iron. So from this what we can write? Molar mass of Hb. How many atoms? What is the atomic mass of iron? We know that the atomic mass of iron is 56. How many atoms of iron are present in one molecule of hemoglobin? Is it 2 into 100, right? What is the percentage given? 0.33. So if you simplify this, it comes to be equal to 34,000, approximately 34,000 it comes. Right? Are you getting this? If you want to calculate the atomic weight of hemoglobin, so what is the formula? Molecular mass of a compound is equal to atomic weight of the atom into number of atoms multiplied with 100 upon percentage of the atom. This is the concept of minimum molecular mass. Actually, the formula is that the minimum molecular mass. We'll see another question. We'll get one more question of the same type in the next level. Then we will discuss it. A compound contains 92.3% of carbon and 7.7% of nitrogen. The molecule of the compound is 39 times heavier than hydrogen molecule. Then molecular formula of the compound is, right? He has given the percentage of carbon as well as percentage of hydrogen is given. How much? 92.3, and how much is given? 7.7. If you want to get the relative number of atoms, first of all you need to calculate the empirical formula of the compound. So how to get the empirical formula? Empirical formula is basically calculated by dividing the corresponding percentages with the atomic number. So if you want to get the relative number of atoms, what is the atomic number of carbon? 12. What is the atomic number of hydrogen? The approximately comes to equal to 7.7 and 7.7. Right? So that means what is the ratio? It is 1:1 ratio. Ratio of carbon and hydrogen is how much it is? 1:1. So what is the empirical formula? From this empirical formula comes to be CH. If empirical formula is CH, what will be the empirical formula mass? Empirical formula mass will be 30. And he has given the information regarding the molar mass. Molecular formula mass. He said that it is 39 times heavier than the one molecule of hydrogen. What is the weight of one molecule of hydrogen? 2. So how much it comes? It comes to be 78. So from this, what we can calculate? We can calculate the ratio of molecular formula mass to the empirical formula mass. What is the molecular formula mass? 78. What is the empirical formula mass? 13. So what is n? It comes 6. So what is the molecular formula? Molecular formula is basically equal to empirical formula into n, that is CH into 6. How much it comes? 6 and 6. So the molecular formula of the compound is. But we have solved the same type of question earlier also, but there he has given the direct empirical formula, but here he has given the percentage composition of the elements. From that we have calculated the empirical formula. Look at the next question. How many grams of phosphoric acid is required? How many grams of phosphoric acid is required to completely neutralize 120 grams of NaOH? First of all, let us see the equation between this is an acid which generally forms Na3PO4 plus H2. What is the balanced equation for this? 1 mole of phosphoric acid requires 3 moles of NaOH to form 3 moles of water. So, how many grams? 1 mole will require 3 moles. What is the mass of 3 moles of this? This is 40 means it comes to 120 grams. That means 120 grams. That means nothing but 120 grams of 3 moles of NaOH required 1 mole. What is the molar mass of phosphoric acid? Molar mass of phosphoric acid is nothing but formula mass. Right? 4 oxygens, 64. What is this? If you molar mass is how much it is? 3 plus 31 plus 64. It comes to be how much it comes? 95 plus 98 it comes. So 98 grams. 98 grams of phosphoric acid is required. From the balanced chemical equation, you will come to know that what is the mass of phosphorus acid required. Hope this clear. X grams of calcium carbonate was completely burnt in it. The weight of the solid residue formed in 28 grams. What is the value of X? So basically, he is talking about the decomposition of calcium carbonate, which is basically given into this. What is the equation? Basically, 100 grams of this calcium carbonate gives how many grams? 56 grams of this one and 44 grams of carbon dioxide. And what he is saying that this is the residue. What is the residue? Calcium oxide is residue which gets settled, and carbon dioxide will be gas which gets liberated. He said that if 28 grams of residue is obtained, what might be the weight of calcium carbonate decomposed? Or if 100 grams, 56 grams, and 28 grams must be coming from. If 56 grams are coming from 100 grams, and 28 grams must be coming from. So what is this? So it comes to 50 grams. 50 grams it is. So what might be the weight of this calcium carbonate? 50 grams of calcium carbonate will give us, right, 28 grams of residue. Now he is asking the composition of residual mixture will give. Read the question. The composition of a residual mixture will be 30 grams of magnesium combines with 30 grams of oxygen. Right? He is asking the composition of the mixture which is obtained by reaction of 30 grams of magnesium with 30 grams of oxygen. First of all, let us try to write the reaction between the magnesium and oxygen. Right? Basically, 2 moles of magnesium will combine with 1 mole of oxygen to give 2 moles of magnesium. So if you are talking in terms of mass, that is 2 into 24, that is 48 grams. 48 grams of magnesium will react with 32 grams of oxygen to form how many grams? It forms right 2 into 40, right? 24 plus 60 will be 40. So generally what is the weight to weight relation? 48 grams of oxygen reacts with 32 grams. But in the question he said 30 grams of magnesium combines with 30 grams of oxygen. So if 48 grams reacts with 32 grams of oxygen, if 48 grams of magnesium reacts with 32 grams of oxygen, then 30 grams of magnesium reacts with how many grams of oxygen? Just a cross multiplication. What is this? What is this? 30 into 32 upon 48. If you solve this, it comes to be 20 grams. Only 20 grams of oxygen will combine with the 30 grams of magnesium. Right? What is meant by this? That means what might be the mass of MgO formed? That means when 30 grams of Mg is combining with 20 grams of O2, it forms 50 grams of MgO. And how many grams of oxygen is there? It contains 10 grams of oxygen left in the mixture. What is the composition of mixture? The mixture contains 50 grams of magnesium oxide and 10 grams of oxygen. If you establish the weight to weight relation. So what is the proper composition? See here you have the proper answer. 50 grams of magnesium oxide plus 10 grams of oxygen. Hope it is clear. So remaining questions will be continued in the next class.